Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a Pat's Turnpike public match for you, but before we get into that, thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. So, server pop right now is 270 right now. Inbalance is 4 towards the CSA side. Artillery-wise, CSA has 17 on it, while the Union has 13. So the imbalance, infantry-wise, is pretty good. Officers for today on the CSA side, you have Joseph D., you have Expert Bugle, you have Waluigi, Shark with Notes, and then for the artillery, you got Bill Barksdale and Patriotic Rebel. Whereas on the Union side, you got Billy the Jolly, Krabby Brute, Pax, Arthur Salem, and for the artillery, you have Pyro and Soulkeeper. So, looks like this map, let's see here. It's a Union defense map. You can see the point of contention's in the center of your screen, roughly. And it is wide open here. Union artillery is packed on that point. I'm guessing out of bounds here. Yes, sir. And then similarly on this side, I'm guessing it's out of bounds a little into this woods. Oh. 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 There it is. All right. All right. So CSA, pretty much an open field. Oh, I guess it's the out of bounds line. It cuts from like way out here. It cuts in like this. So CSA can kind of flank around in the wood line, which seems to be the best approach for CSA on this map. But again, first time I think this map is being played. So Union is not going to be able to take advantage. So Joseph D on a nice little flank there. You do kind of notice here there's like a little hill here, and so Union is holding in that defilade. They're also holding in a defilade a little further back there. Billy the Jolly and Krabby Brute. CSA is kind of engaging, holding in their little defilade. So CSA is going to roll up and take advantage and try to get a nice flank here. Not a whole lot of hits. But the more they shoot, the more they're going to hit. And they're going to pull back to their artillery. It's going to let CSA take the center spot on this map. And Union is responding by kind of consolidating on their artillery. That was a good CSA already shot. A lot of these new maps, the points of contention have been fought in kind of an open field, which has been very interesting to watch so far. So, great start here from CSA. I definitely think going forward, Union's got to defend this wood line at least a little harder, because Joseph D took that woods, went up on the flank, and Union's now kind of pushed back to their last line of defense. Their last line of defense of 2 lines of defense. But looks like Union's not going to give up so easily. Arthur Salem's moving up. CSA has a defilade on their side because that hill peeks out. You can see they're kind of holding behind it right now. But Union can also use that to their advantage as well. It's kind of like a pry house situation. So overall, we don't know the ticket imbalance of this map, but we do see that Union's down by a fourth of a stage.
Spread it left, spread it right as far as you can, boys. You spread it out. We're firing east, boys. Don't push.
So here come the presents. Oh, they're only spawning over half the CSA line right now.
Oh, presents, guys. We got presents.
The presents like the right side of the line. And a couple of Union guys. Oh, it looks like maybe just Rambles are going around the side. And Union could run up here on a nasty flank, but obviously CSA would see him. So I'll be intrigued to see how CSA plays this out. They got 38 minutes. They could just shoot Union down if they want to. They could try to charge, but again, there's no great angle, except for maybe this, since Union's pushed up to it. You charge a little bit in the open, but it's nothing too crazy. CSA shifting to where Union is. You got more Union shifting on the back end. And Union has retreated the moment CSA pushed up. Union can't retreat for much longer or else they're going to get right on that point. I think Union spawns all the way back there. Now, I don't know how far CSA can go in terms of Union spawn. There's not a whole lot of defensive line here. I mean, CSA has some straight fences that they could use, but I don't know if CSA can get here if it's out of bounds for them or not. So, CSA charging it already. Union giving up a lot of ground really quickly.
Brace!
And this will probably increase that ticket rate, that ticket gap, sorry. With that woods kind of opening up, CSA pushing deeper into that, trying to flank. Union trying to pour out of the woods to hold their arty.
Union, push them off our battery, boys, to your right. Push the battery, push the battery. Fire left.
So Union on the left side of your screen have kind of moved over to assist. They could be hitting in their friendlies, though. The chaos of the weather and just this game in general. You do see CSA pushing up on far Union left since they retreated off of that. CSA is picking apart the Union so easily right now.
I don't know.
I mean, even though it's a tiny company, it's distracting a good amount of Union. Union already has a case on turnover. CSA do not win, though, because they did spread out. I mean, they're hitting Union hard in a lot of places right now, but Union's more clumped up, and they charged out at the spread out CSA, which is really the only way to do that. The enemy's surrounding you, you just charge one of the areas because you know you have even numbers in this game. And Union's going to about face and turn towards the CSA. Now Union's still down on tickets, and they lost their artillery. Oh no. You got more Union who went really far. They're collapsing in right now. And they're going to be able to wipe CSA. Union does drop to engage, though. And looking back over on this front, it looks like just a little shootout has happened. I was going to say, I wish I could choose CSA side because that lovely pop-up that you see right now wouldn't be there.
Ooh, we've got candy canes, I see. Hell yeah.
Okay, load and hold.
Die! Candy cane time!
Forward, push forward!
And Union might push this out now that they've reformed. 2 flags are down. I think they're both CSA. One of them just got picked up in the distance. So you can see Union, more of them are starting to move over here. Actually, I think there's a 3rd CSA flag that I missed. So CSA is 2 flags down right now. And any second now, CSA is going to drop to engage. So great little comeback here by the Union side. Defeating CSA in detail. CSA spread apart to try to hit Union on numerous sides at the same time. And Union's kind of stuck together and charged CSA out. So well played on their part. CSA falling back on this side, wanting to preserve their guys and their tickets and also keep that flag alive, especially as Union is pushed back up to these positions. Oh my goodness. What a shot from CSA already.
Alright, independent fire. You can still shoot from here, independent fire. Ooh, you get the Merry Christmas flag. Very cool.
So, CSA, they still got plenty of time. Those flags that are down, looks like only one of them is down now.
I know, I found it.
Actually, yeah, so there's a 5-minute despawn timer on it. So CSA will probably get that back in 3 minutes. The problem is, though, is by the time CSA gets up here, it might despawn, which would be kind of funny. So CSA now down to engaged.
Charge him out. Come on, let's go. Charge him out. Charge him out.
And so CSA showing up again. Joseph D with his guys. Just going straight in. I think it's their flag because I think they went on the flank. We could check in a second on the tab screen. But Union's kind of getting strung out here. That is some ASMR down there. Billy the Jolly bringing his guys up. He has no guys up here. I know a lot of them got killed, but he just walked his guys into a death trap. CSA outnumbered and encircled. And Joseph D is going to take full advantage. And so CSA is going to push through and just keep hitting this same side again, and I don't necessarily blame them. It really is the only angle I think that makes sense, because if the point's here, how are you going to hit the point from over here? You're going across wide open field. There's no cover. Sure, there's some defilade, but that's not crazy. This side, you got the trees, you got the artillery, the caissons, you got a snake fence, some rocks there. I don't know, a telephone pole if for one guy if he wants to use that as cover.
I know, it's great. All right, gentlemen, load and hold. Load and hold.
Also,
Fire,
Brady,
we're going to
this candy came like a
ceasefire, boys. Company, about face. Pull this line back. Pull this line back, boys. Pull this line back. Let's go. Form a big. All right, form this big line right here. We're just gonna quickly reform. Form a big line. Space it out. Space it out. Just like this. Gentlemen, start independent firing.
So CSA kind of spreading out again, not pushing as hard on Union left. Looks like they're trying to shift their guys to the wood line. And CSA, most of their team is collapsing. Great timing from CSA Artie. That is a great angle, too. I guess that gun's on the top of that hill there, I think. Yeah, it is. So, not as impressive as I thought it was, but Union is going to fall back. They're getting hammered. They're about to get charged out, too. They want to avoid taking too many losses, and Union's trying to consolidate again. So CSA is going to get those rocks and the caissons there. Union's kind of grouped up as a team, though. Ticket still in CSA's favor. It's probably half a stage. And we'll see if CSA makes an attempt to charge. Again, don't know the boundaries of the points. So, it's really hard to tell. It's where the boundaries of the points, they're not like a circle, they're not a square, they're not defined. They're weird shapes and weird sizes.
Yeah.
So, Billy's trying to get his guys a little flank here.
Alrighty, here, move up, boys, move up, move up, move up, move up.
And so CSA's completely taken them over now. Union's letting CSA get entrenched in these positions. You get why they fall back. They want to preserve tickets, but again, you have to defend. That is your goal in the end. And if they take ground that is like level with the point, if they're basically on point, you got to try to take that back. Or maybe Union's just trying to be like, okay, maybe CSA will cap. which CSA, again, is being patient. They're not capping that point. They're trying to get Union down to breaking and then try to cap that point. What are you doing down there by the plow? They have a music, a jam fest. Good artillery shot. CSA has taken over the Union guns.
We cannot
Huzzah.
keep artillery, huh?
Or I guess yee.
No,
However you like to say it. So Union trying to retreat a little more here. I mean, similarly to as I was talking about earlier, like CSA, I guess if CSA capped the point, they could hold here and to kind of trap Union in their spawn. It's still a lot of open field though. That's the thing. You'll see it with certain maps too. Like Pry House and Cook Countercharge are probably the two most notable examples of this. But when you're looking at a map from up here, it really looks like, outside of maybe some change in elevation, this looks mostly flat. But when you zoom into the ground and see the, also a good artillery shot, you see the ground level here. Even though the elevation change is not a lot, it's enough to where guys can disguise themselves.
Oh, that might have been friendly.
So, yeah, they're shooting this way into the line. Presence dropping down. It seemed Presence are only dropping down some troops. Like, only one Union company just got Presence, which is interesting. So, Union had taken losses. CSA over half a morale stage lead on them right now. Looks like some of them are trying to flank through the woods. Some CSA retreated off the caissons. I don't know why CSA is... maybe they're just trying to spread out a little more. It looks like the CSA are charging up the center now towards Union artillery. They got a nice little defilade here. Looks like the 5th Virginia flag. And Union's now getting pushed into this corner, and artillery guys are still spawning right on CSA, which I'm not gonna lie, all those ramrods look like candy canes for a millisecond.
Northeast and close. Here they come. Rambo.
Shoot him, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him, shoot them.
But as they're engaged with the artillery, Union is getting some nice shots. I mean, both sides are kind of in the open, but Union's got a lot more lead being thrown in this direction compared to the CSA. Dang, it's okay.
Fucking candy cane kill us.
You guys are...
Why are you letting that happen?
So Billy the Jolly on this side. I mean, you kind of understand why he's holding it. The problem is he's so far away from his whole team, and if CSA charged at them, that would not be great. These artillery guys that keep spawning in, they're going to keep having this message pop up on my screen. That message needs to be purged. So Union pushing up a little bit as they shoot off the CSA. And it is just a matter of time before Union will hit breaking. This will be the end of the round. So, and there they go. CSA are charging Billy the Jolly. I'm not. Other CSA company, they see this. They get a couple kills there, but I'm surprised they're not charging.
Bitch! Hey, bitch!
Okay, pull it out. Pull back.
Man. So, CSA don't win that, but Billy the Jolly's going to fall back. CSA friendly company there does not push forward. You do have some CSA kind of shifting around.
Southeast.
And look at that. Union's going to win the game. They retook their artillery, guys. It's over for CSA.
Pick your targets, boys.
Barrel's hot.
Oh my goodness. It's that artillery now. So CSA pushed up even further on the straight fence. Union's kind of just trapped. I mean, CSA spread out. The only way Union's going to be able to push the CSA out is if they charge the CSA out. Which, I mean, their best bet is over here. They have enough tickets to kind of justify it, but they could charge this side and try to sweep through this way. Obviously, they'd be charging in the CSA arty, though. But, I mean, CSA's taking over the Union guns as well. Union's just kind of in a death area right now. But the devs talking in the War of Rights, just that pop-up is gonna... Yay! That pop-up will no longer be there for the remainder of this broadcast. Praise be. So, the devs were saying that tomorrow they're going to buff all the Defender tickets. I've watched probably 4 or 5 rounds in a row right now. And tickets have definitely been favored to the attackers every time. Just exposed how all these broadcasts are going. But regardless, CSA is about to drop to taking losses. They're 3/4 of morale stage ahead right now. And you can't blame CSA. They have plenty of time. They're just going to sit and shoot this one out. And that artillery shot went way over. Which is this? Alright, so for those of you who are wondering, that's where Union artillery range is. The wheels aren't spawning in on those cannons. The wheels aren't spawning in. That's really funny. So they're fighting over... I mean, this is the Union artillery spawn on their drill camp. So, CSA does finally drop to taking losses. You can see they're trying to crouch to at least provide a little cover. They have tickets to burn. They're losing 3 times the amount of tickets when they are crouching versus standing up. But again, they have tickets to burn, so it's not the worst thing in the world if they do it.
Hell yeah, brother. Glad to see you, man.
And any second now, Union is about to drop into breaking. I wouldn't be surprised if CSA are like, alright, this has been working so far. We are just going to sit and shoot for the rest of this match. There's no point in risking these open field engagements and these charges. But does that really matter when you're up by a whole morale stage in tickets? As long as you win, that's all that matters in the end. At least to me anyways. Unless you're playing a campaign where, you know, actual casualties in the battle impact something greater. So... CSA just throwing lead. Man, this could be very cinematic. I mean, let's do a sample shot here.
Pull it back. Yo, about hit breaking. Pull it back. What the fuck? How do you reload?
I mean, just stuff like that. I mean, the open field battles, they can be more boring, but you know, they happen. Also, a lot of sitting and shooting, which is nice to see. So CSA, Joseph D moved his guys up the point. You have some Union playing close, but not necessarily on it. CSA in the distance looks like they're trying to maybe charge across the open field. Got some more CSA moving across the distance right now.
on
just
that fence
throwing
line.
lead.
Line 'em up, line 'em up.
But there they go. Union dropping the
Barely see
braking.
him silhouette.
Or CSA going to try to cap. They're very close to it. Union would have to charge at them. Although Union would probably outnumbered if they all charged point. Looks like they're already moving on point. Expert Bugle. His guys already on it. Some CSA on this front are charging towards those rocks, which they've taken. They're just distracting Union. Which most of the Union is. Why is Union charging those guys? It's not the point. Not like Union was going to win this anyways, but it can be those simple things sometimes. If the battle's a lot closer, that can change a lot of things. So Arthur Salem's going to charge his guys in right now. But I think they are outnumbered, and that'll probably do it for a round, assuming more Union don't move in, which they do. And overall, I think Union has won on the point. It's kind of hard to tell who's winning up top. I think CSA is. Artillery is going like crazy. Blowing up fences. Killing guys. Union's going to barely hold here on the point. CSA keeping those flags up for a long time, but it looks like they will eventually get knocked down. And Union's going to hold on point. CSA, oh, that was a lag spike. You can tell when a lot of guys spawn in when the spectator view lags a little bit. I think the spectator view, which this would make sense, has a lot more loaded in at once than an individual player. There's another lag spike, but it makes sense. But CSA's taking the rocks. Union might turn and charge them. I mean, the ticket gap is still whole morale stage, so CSA did not lose anything outside of a flag. So that was overall a very successful operation. And so the Union is charging through. They're going to try to retake their guns. I mean, they outnumber CSA here, so they're going to get a nice couple of kills. This ticket gap is going to grow a little bit in Union's favor, but not by a significant margin. So, Union take it all back. And with that being said, Union have won the match. I mean, Union's probably still not going to win this. They're so close to last stand, which at that point, if they die, they don't come back. CSA's got 15 minutes. This will most likely be a CSA win. They could charge right in again if they wanted to. They could sit back and shoot. That's the very nice thing about being aggressive at the start. But, oh my goodness. But by the time this video comes out, the ticket balance is already going to be changed, which, as mentioned a couple minutes ago, the devs are already saying that they're going to buff the defenders' ticket amount. So, you hear the common phrase you'll hear a lot of times. I don't know if it came through in the recording, but someone said, we're going to lose, but we're going to have fun. And that, frankly, is what you should be doing when you're losing in a video game. So, Union shifting over to move on point. CSA just getting some time to reform. You got a lot of guys forming in the center. You also have some moving towards the wood line, trying to go on that flank again, which it is Joseph D.
Yeah, Waluigi is just being silly anyway. We got friendlies advancing.
Yeah, looks like Twist is an officer. There we go. New officer here. Some CSA just charging up the right. I mean, any amount of kills that we're going to have here will drop Union in the last game. Looks like Union's just going to try to charge here. Make it memorable.
Are y'all fucking dumb?
You love to see the sticks here as Union drops into last stand.
Stop standing me, rebel!
And Union's just gonna charge right through.
Free will. Alrighty. We need to move back.
And CSA turning to charge. You can also see some charging up by the Union Arty. Union guy dies here. They don't come back.
Take your shots.
CSA hits braking. Doesn't matter. A lot of Union kind of scattered at this point, which can happen. CSA starting to win on Union Arty on the right side of your screen. And so that point is slowly going down. I mean, you got a lot of Union left. I mean, what are we at? 360. Holy crap.
Charge him out.
There's only a couple guys in the server.
Just a couple of them going for the flag at the end, dude.
So CSA collapsing from Union Arty up top. And they might be able to do this. I mean, there's a lot of Union there. They could definitely hold it at least. But they gotta charge. And the CSA on the left side of your screen, they're starting to move down. And Union, the last left are bunched up. They're probably having a speech of victory. You missed the speech. There they go.
Attention, let's go. Charge, south. Gotta go, boys. Gotta go.
And with that all being said, CSA, they had a very good start. Spread out a little too much, and Union took advantage of that, but rest of the round, CSA stuck together. What was that? The flag was spinning in weird ways, left side. But eventually, CSA pushed up a second time. They took the artillery, were able to hold their ground, shoot the Union down, 2 breaking, started capping the point, forced the Union in, brought them down a whole lot, and that was pretty much our round today. So this was a good look at Pat's Turnpike. First look at that. So very neat to see. Well done there to CSA. I mean, I think Union just got to hold that woods potentially and just keep CSA out of it. You can't let CSA get on your flank. So well done to CSA. It seems kind of like Pry Forward where CSA can, if they win in that wood line on Union right, CSA left, they can kind of squish Union down into a tinier part of the map. But besides that, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel more, we have a Patreon where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Besides that, though, we have our Discord, merch, X, Instagram, and TikTok. All those links are in the description as well. And with that being said, we will see you all in the next one. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Oh my goodness, 2,000 casualties.